So this morning I've been hanging out in the Old Town in Cannes, but Ruby was lucky enough to get a ticket, very sought after, to Indiana Jones, which was on this morning, and I'm dying to hear what you thought about it. So Ruby, how was the movie?
Okay, so here's the thing. There's only two screenings of Indiana Jones last night, the opening with Harrison Ford, his last film. There's like a big buzz around it this morning at 8:30. So last night, had an early night, got up early, ran down to the theatre, very excited to see it. Sat down, they beeped us in, sat down, the film started, and I'm thinking, this is a strange opening. And I thought, something's going to happen. And then I was like, because it started very different, I thought there's going to be a twist. And then there was this woman that went, and they were speaking in French. And then the phone rang, and I'm like, that's the dial of destiny. And then an old man coming, is that Harrison Ford? I was in the wrong theatre.
No. So did you get to see the movie?
I saw a Canadian movie about a woman that had an affair with the handyman.
The crazy things that happen in Cannes, I tell you. So we're going to have to go and see it in the regular theatre.
So, but the thing, it took a while because at first I was like going, oh, okay, this is going to change. Harrison Ford's going to come. It's just a strange introduction. And then I thought, why are they speaking French? And it was Canadian French. So it took me a while to work out why they had accents. Then I'm like, oh no, okay, they're in Canada. And then I thought maybe Harrison Ford's about to come in. And then I thought, this is a lot of sex for a film that's Indiana Jones. And then I'm like, hang on, I'm in the Debussy Theatre. I'm not in the Grand Lumiere. But then how did they let me in? Because I had a badge and they scanned me in. They let me come in.
It's actually not supposed to be possible to get into the wrong theatre. So this is really a bit of a big whoopsie.
So the film was interesting. It was about, we'll show you the trailer so you can see the film. I'm still in shock that I missed Indiana Jones. And so we're going to go to the press conference and try to see Harrison Ford and maybe talk to a journalist who went to the right cinema.
And we're also seeing a couple of other movies today, which we will fill you in on over the weekend.
And let's show you the trailer anyway of Indiana Jones. And like you, I'm waiting to see it with desperation. Hopefully soon.
Here it is.
What's wrong with me?
I'm retiring.
Well, in that case, what are we drinking?
Same for the goddaughter.
Dad told me you found something. On a train during the war. A dial that could change the course of history.
Why are you chasing the thing that drove your father crazy? Don't move.
We need to get out of here. Stop! Sorry.
Helena! Dr. Jones, get him. Hitler made mistakes, and with this, I will correct them all. You stole it. Then you stole it.
And then I stole it. It's called capitalism.
This way!
Fasten your seatbelt. There might be some turbulence.
You've taken your chances, made your mistakes, and now a final triumph.
Give him hell, Indiana Jones! A few times in my life, I've seen things. I've been tortured with voodoo. Been shot 9 times. Once by your father. Sorry! But I've been looking for this all my life.
So before we were laughing about the fact that I went to the wrong cinema to see Indiana Jones and found myself in a Canadian film, but now that I've just come out of the press conference, I wanted to cry, that I was so excited to see the Indiana Jones. But I'm going to have to wait like you. But luckily we bumped into our friend Kathy, who we met on the TGV.
Yes, we've been friends since the travel.
She thought that I was Lea
Lea Drucker. She really looks like Lea Drucker. You've got to Google that. It's a really famous French
I normally
actress.
get Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, and I wanted to take picture of you and send to everyone, oh, Lea Drucker is there, but...
You can take a picture of me anyway. Yes. So Kathy went to the right cinema, saw Indiana Jones. So tell us, how was it?
Just let me add that I was the last one to enter in the screening room. I've been waiting like 30 minutes and they closed the door behind me and I had the last spot, the last seat, which was a really, really bad seat, you know, on the side, just in front of the screen. But I did enjoy the movie because James Mangold does a really, really great job with the entertaining side. The action scenes are just crazy. The first 20 minutes, it's Indiana Jones on a train, and Nazis. We like when there's Nazis, history. And it begins with a young Harrison Ford. They did some CGI stuff, and it's really, really well done. It's not always the case in cinema. And what I really liked is we can feel the Phoebe Waller-Bridge writing. It's modern, it's fresh. There are some feminist stuff that I liked, and the movie itself speaks about time, and I think it's interesting today to talk about getting old. And you know, Harrison Ford is 80. It's like a miracle, I think, for him to be so dynamic at this age.
It was amazing in the press conference. I like that he said, you know, I like being young, but I don't have a problem with getting old. I'm glad that I'm still alive, and he's so humble.
And funny.
Very funny.
The movie is really funny. You travel a lot, you see different places. It's not like the Force before Indiana Jones. It's different. You can feel it's not Spielberg, but for me it's better because it's so well written.
So was it as action-packed as the other Indiana Jones?
It's action-packed, but also you have emotions, because I think the relations between the characters are really, really well written. And I didn't like number 4. I've got to be honest, with the skull and the alien, I think the script was a bit bad. Here it's a good script with a little bit of, how do I say that in English? Fantastic stuff, little stuff, but you believe in them. And I like that it was a little bit like the Da Vinci Code, you know, Enigma, ancient Greek, talking about Archimedes. So it's historical, fun, a lot of stuff going.
Mystery.
Oh, a lot of mystery.
What's the story in a nutshell?
The story in a nutshell? What does it mean?
What's the story in a paragraph? How would you summarize it?
Okay, just after the war, Second World War, Indiana had magic stuff from Archimedes, and then it got lost. And years later, in the 60s or the 70s, somebody comes to him and say, I know, you had that stuff, where is it? I want it now. So there's a good girl looking for it, but there's also a bad guy, and that's Matt Mikkelsen. Of course. He's always so good in playing bad guys.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about the film?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Yeah, because she's a beautiful girl, but we can feel that she's clever. Just her being on screen, and funny, really funny. I really liked her.
And he said in the press conference, I didn't want it to just be some kind of sexy romance. I wanted it to be just a real relationship.
A relationship with depth. That's what he said he wanted. And I think that's, by the sounds of things, that's what he got.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was really moving at some part. At the end, the last shot, I'm not going to spoil it. It's really moving. And people were like, woo, woo, woo. It was so fresh.
I heard in the press conference that somebody actually said they think there's still some life in Indiana Jones. And Harrison Ford was saying, you know, it's pretty obvious that he's old and doesn't think that he's got another one left in him, but he wants to keep working. And later he kept on alluding to, I want to keep working. And somebody said, I think there's more Indy left. So do you think there could be another one?
Maybe another one with a cameo, a little appearance of Harrison Ford, but I think he likes to work. He likes to work, so we're going to see him again. He talked about TV shows, so I'm not sure about a 6th Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford, but a new one, maybe with a little bit of him.
He's got Shrinks and 1923 that he's doing at the moment, and they're both think Apple TV, and I'm not sure 1923 is with, but he said that he's really enjoying that. So I suppose I really liked the way that he, in the press conference, spoke about how fortunate he feels. You know, he's got this extraordinary career where he's in the top 10 of grossing actors, of the amount of money that has been made out of his movies through his career. But he's very humble, as you said, Ruby, but also he seems to be so... he espouses this kind of aura of, I feel lucky and fortunate, and everybody else kind of feels lucky and fortunate just to be in his space, breathing the same air, but he seems to be the one that's saying to everybody else how lucky he is. I like that, the fact he's got that humility.
Cannot have been better served with a script, with the kind of actors that we have been lucky enough to get, with the passion and the skill that Jim has brought to it, that John Williams has brought to it. Everything has come together to support me in my old age. And I love the work. So I just want to work. And I want to tell stories, good stories. And I have been so lucky in my life to have that opportunity.
And that he talked about it's magic and work, a mix of magic and hard work.
There's magic here, and it comes from the collaboration, from the knit of everybody's ambition, and what they're willing to put into it. And I've never seen actors give as much to each other. Thank you.
It's the marque de fabrique, you know, the stamp
The
for,
label.
it's a label, yeah, for really, really great movie stars. Robert De Niro is like that,
Right.
you know, older actors, they are that clever, not the young ones who just want to be on Instagram and TikTok.
The depth of his comedy just in the press conference, it's just very dry, just a raise of an eyebrow, a little without words.
A little self-deprecating as well, which I really like. That's very Australian.
He was so funny. It's just so nice to actually even be in the room, even though I've missed the film, just being in the room with him and seeing him perform, but not showing off, just being a proper, true, well-crafted, well-worked actor. It was just amazing. But I know that you're off to do a report on it, so we'd obviously like to share that with our viewers. So where can people see, maybe tell us just quickly who you're working for and how we can follow you.
Okay, I'm working for RTBF, it's Belgian Radio and Television. You can follow me on Instagram. My name is Cathy Imelen.
And maybe we're getting the same TGV back. Qui sait?
Oui, peut-être.
On peut faire la réunion, on fait une dernière interview sur le TGV quand on est peut-être cassé.
Maybe we'll have a lot of stuff to process
Ouais.
and to talk about.
Debrief. A
Yeah,
debrief.
a big debrief.
Oui.
And potin, how do you say that, potin?
Chat.
Gossip.
Gossip.
We'll find out really what's happening at the end of the festival. Donc, merci beaucoup.
Avec plaisir.
Et à très très vite.
À très vite. Je vais travailler. Je vous laisse.
À tout à l'heure.